Alright, so by the time you're watching this, probably like at least one other episode is out, maybe. But today's the day a new My Hero Academia episode came in. It was the first of Season 3, the pool episode. And I'm not going to be talking about that episode in particular. I'm going to be talking about My Hero Academia in general. Now, of course, My Hero Academia, the anime series, came in 2016, right? Hang on, let me move my mic. I think it's a little far off. But I didn't start watching it until Season 2 came around in 2017. So, of course, I had a bunch of other episodes to watch before Season 2 came about. I had to catch up with everyone else, which are only like 12 to 13 episodes anyway, so it wasn't too hard. I absolutely love the idea of it. You see, I've noticed one thing about shonens, especially Shonen Jump shonens, is that a lot of them have a certain theme they want to go into. My Hero Academia is obviously superheroes, One Piece is pirates, Naruto is ninjas, and so on and so on. They have this theme and they just make more characters and possibilities surrounding that rather expandable theme. It makes me wonder what they can do next. And I guess it's another reason I don't hate Black Clover as much as like the internet does. It's mainly because we finally have that more magical series. You know, Fairy Tail was always more of the magic wizard shonen series, but Shonen Jump didn't have one of those. So, I still think, I don't hate Black Clover as much as everyone else does. In fact, I'll probably do a Hotel Pup for that one too. But I don't love My Hero Academia just because of the superheroes. I love it because of how unique it is. And I know so many other people have talked about how different My Hero Academia is. I know how many people have talked about, like, all the different powers, how it changes shonen as a whole, which is great. But I feel like I love My Hero Academia for other reasons. I feel like my main thing is that they get to the point right away. A lot of series, they like to dawdle around certain things. They like to go around and be like, could this thing happen? And then Izuku Midoriya just burst through the door and be like, yes, and it just did happen. As All Might says, I am here. I also love all the personality. It's so colorful, yet also, it's not the kind of colorful I hate. Well, a lot of people, they think colorful is like, everything has to be color-coded. This character should represent red. This one should be blue. This one should be a green. But I mean colorful is in, like, the characters' personalities. And yeah, some of them are tropes, I will say that. Like the rather strict, rule-abiding citizen, law-abiding citizen like Tenya Ida. The standard comedic perv like Mineta, don't know how to pronounce his name. Shut up. But the characters still get the attention they deserve so that they're more than just tropes. And if you look at the manga, which I've been looking at the manga too, there's a lot more ways that these characters are expanded upon. For what we have so far, we've gotten characters like Midoriya, Todoroki, Bakugo, Momo. Hang on, Ida, and in some cases Uraraka. They've all gotten proper development. But other characters in the manga got more development as well. As you're probably going to see inside this new camp arc. What is his name? Tokiyama is going to get some development as well. Inside the recent one, I'm not good at her. The one with the headphones, what's her name? Jiraiya? No. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm not good with names. They're all Japanese names, which I'm not saying that's bad. Nightmare Police. Oh no, don't tell me she's gonna bark. Jiro. I knew it started with a J. Oh my, give me a minute. Quit it. Now, other characters also get a bit more development too, and that's what I like. And that's one thing I dislike about Fairy Tail. Now, I love Fairy Tail. I don't care what anyone says. Go ahead and be like, Elma, you're trash because you have a different opinion. I recognize its flaws, and I feel like one of the biggest issues I have is that they have all these side characters like Jet, Droy, Mako, but they rarely ever give them any attention. They just center the attention to Natsu, the main cast, and only a few side characters who are pretty much main characters at this point, like Laxus and Gajiel. Even though I feel like Laxus and Gajiel have gotten more development and character progression than even the main cast. But that's a topic for another day. I love how My Hero Academia gives attention to its characters, and while the focus, yes, is primarily on Izuku Midoriya, it's not, to the point where the other characters don't matter and they're just there for moral support. Golly. I also love how the superpowers they have aren't just, oh, your typical super speed, your typical super strength. There are different variations, like Tenya Ida, he'd be the standard Flash-like character. He has super speed, but it's different with the fact that he has jet boosters, and the fact that that these powers have limits, too. That's another thing. He can't constantly keep going or he'll make himself stall like a real engine would. And also, these powers don't have like a super complicated process in how to use them. They're treated like natural physical abilities. In my opinion, you don't need like a whole thing like chakra or magic being like, center with yourself, find your aura, or whatever. Just treat it like a normal physical ability. At least that's how I see it. I mean, yeah, maybe like on a special technique, they could do something like that, especially if their ability is more spirit-based. Like, let's say there's a ghost-based quirk user in My Hero Academia. That would fit for that kind of character. But what I'm saying is that, like, the whole center your aura, or whatever, the power of friendship, or something along those lines. They're just physical abilities, and just like regular physical abilities, they can tire out. That's what I absolutely adore. Now, if you want my favorite character, despite the fact I forgot her name, I'd say it's Jiro. I love her design, and I really wish she would be given more attention. She is sort of given more attention in the current manga arc. It's a cultural festival that they're in the current manga arc, and she's given some attention, even if it's not through combat. But I guess that's the good thing, too. They're not given character development the same way. It's not like, there's a hard battle, a struggle. I have to look within myself and be like, I am here, plus ultra, or something along those lines. Look at me. There's just so much to like about My Hero Academia, but I feel like we've only scratched the surface about why it works so well. Ooh. That's a lot. There's also going to be a lot of My Hero Academia products coming out this year. There's, of course, Season 3, the new movie, and the video game One's Justice, which I am excited for. I hope it actually gets, what's the term? I was going to say legalized for whatever reason. Localized, that's the word. Oh, we got to legalize My Hero Academia. I hope they do localize it. A lot of anime games have been getting more and more localized. I don't know whether or not, like, it's a change and localizing games has become easier, or maybe, like, Namco has just found a technique to localizing games. I don't know. But back then, we used to never get anime games. But nowadays, we can. And we've been getting a lot more. Some are getting more and more localized. And I can understand why it'd be an issue. Licensing is a problem. But I guess nowadays it's still a problem, but not as much of a problem as it was back then. It's still a very prominent issue, and it can get in the way of licensing and localization, but it's definitely gotten better in some regards. I remember there was one game, I think it was on the PS Vita, it featured Supersonico, whatever you want to call her. I think that game was specifically made to test licensing and localization. If I'm wrong, correct me. I don't mind being corrected when I'm wrong. Oof. All I'm saying is, the only thing I don't like about the My Hero Academia game so far is that it looks polished, don't get me wrong, visually speaking, but I don't know. Something irks me, and I can't explain it. I don't know. Oof. I think the problem is how the characters are stylized. I feel like they could have more like, sort of like a cel-shaded look. Here the characters just look, how do I put this? Cheap, is what I guess I'm trying to say. But anyway, I'm still excited that we're getting a My Hero Academia game on PS4 and Switch. I don't know if eventually going to make it over to the Xbox One. The Xbox One isn't that big in Japan, that's why they don't get that. Now, let's get back to the actual topic, My Hero Academia. What would I say? What's your... whenever I go ahead and bring up things like my favorite scenes and characters, you guys are free to put yours in the comments below. I know I keep forgetting to ask that. The reason I don't do that very often is because I don't want to be like that a BuzzFeed kind of YouTuber where she's like, what's your favorite character? Put him down in the comments below. Because it just sounds bland when I do that. I don't know, when many people like BuzzFeed or WatchMojo do the whole, what's your favorite blank? Put it in the comments. It just sounds very scripted, I guess I could say. It just doesn't sound interesting. Like, people should just put their thoughts in the comments. They don't need to be requested to put their thoughts in the comments. If you have ideas or different arguments, debates, or you want to share your thoughts, you should be able to, whether or not it's requested. So, if you guys have your own thoughts, you can put that down too. And it's not like I'm going to ignore it. I love to read comments. It's one of my favorite things about uploading the video is the feedback. But anyway. Oof. What was my I was going to say my favorite character, but I already have described it. It's Jiro. But I guess I also like Kaminari, because he's just a goofball, and I like me my goofballs. Oh, Jesus. All the characters are just fun in My Hero Academia. Tokiyama, Todoroki, Bakugo, Ochako, Uraraka, Tenya Ida, Midoriya, All Might, Aizawa. They're all fun characters. And I'm glad that the series is successful as it is, and I'm glad it's getting a third season. I also like what they're doing. They're not doing the whole, let's try and force ourselves to have cheap animation so we could do a weekly schedule, like things like One Piece and Dragon Ball Super do. Because that causes like them to catch up to the manga too quickly. That causes them to have way too much filler. The way My Hero Academia does it builds more hype, more high quality animation, which I know animation is important, but I still believe stories should be treated separately. So even if it had bad animation, I still feel as if My Hero Academia would still be talked about as much as it is now. But I think this is an approach that some other people should take when it comes to that. Unless you know your series is going to have a direct beginning and end. That's why I like Soul Eater, the anime series, only had about 50 episodes. Almost a whole year's worth of episodes. But it came at a weekly schedule, and I think the reason it worked the way it is because they had a beginning and end. I think Soul Eater, the anime, was being made during the manga's running time. I hope they make sort of like a Soul Eater a Brotherhood, kind of like, you know, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I feel like they should try and make a Soul Eater in that fashion. You know, be a full recreation of the manga that never got to be. Now, my favorite scene from My Hero Academia. Ooh, it's a tough one. I like a lot of the scenes that happen. Midoriya versus Todoroki, the Stain fight. Let's see. I think I like moments where multiple characters' quirks are seen, kind of like that race at the beginning of that tournament arc, or I guess a free-for-all. I can't wait for. There's a part in the manga, I forgot what it's what the arc is specifically called, but there's a part where multiple different schools are coming together and fight for, like, I think a sidekick license or some kind of license, but it involves like sort of this free-for-all moment. And I just can't wait. I know it's going to take a while for that to be released or made, that specific part in the manga. It's not in this arc that's going to be in the third season. Probably fourth, maybe even fifth. I think fourth, maybe. Because I didn't expect them to catch up to the whole... They're teasing the fight between All For One and All Might, which I think they might go over. They might do a whole, like, season 2 again, where they have, like, the first half, which is, like, 13 episodes, and then a second half, which is also 13 episodes. Or something along those lines, and have the first one be the camp, and have the second one be the fight between All Might and All For One. Which is also one of my favorite moments in the manga, too.